I have something to admit to you guys that's pretty embarrassing as a Minecraft YouTuber. I've never built a castle before. I know. Okay, put down your pitchforks. It's okay. We're gonna fix that in this episode, alright? Over in this sort of area, I want to build my first ever castle with absolutely no idea what I'm doing. I think the best place to start is probably get rid of all this nature because it's disgusting to look at. And now that a sizable ecosystem has been wiped off the map, we can grab some stone and start letting out a castle. Bro, who am I kidding? I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm gonna need a proper plan for this. And see, now's the part where you probably think I'm gonna get my notepad out and start doing some sketches, but no, I'm not gonna do that this episode. I tried so many times and used a bunch of different designs, but I just couldn't wrap my head around it. Like, are castles open plan? Are they just towers with more towers? Are they one big room and then more rooms added to the side? I don't know. To be honest, I was feeling super defeated by this project already. I've been playing this game for so long. Why haven't I able to do this? I really thought a castle is what finally got to me. And as I stood up to walk away, I sat right back down because I'm not giving up that easily. So I searched up how do I build a castle, and I spent ages watching different YouTube videos, learning everything I need to about these structures. After that, I went onto Pinterest and found a load of inspiration until it clicked. I started drawing immediately and came up with this. It isn't perfect, but we can definitely make it work. Now, while we start outlining our castle, let's talk about what this build is actually supposed to be. With every single build I do, I end up using a lot of moss. So much that this area is looking corrupted, but this ends today because today we are going to be building a fully automatic AFKable moss farm. But anyway, that is our outline finished, and I think that's a pretty cool looking shape. I have another room off here to the left which I'm not too sure what's going to be just yet, but we'll figure that out later on, don't worry. This is my first time building a castle, okay, so please don't slate me for this. The first block on our list is going to be a load of white concrete, so I'm going to replace all of you with our white concrete powder. Flick this bad boy on. Now we just need to sit in the end and wait for all of our concrete to be duped, which didn't take too long. We now have 2 full sugar boxes of it, and actually while we're here we might do a big brain play and get some black concrete because we're going to need that later on, and we're going to throw in some light gray as well. And now we wait. Psych, editing magic, it's all done. And now we can triple backflip over to our concrete converter and turn it on. Is it not working? No, is it broken? No shot, bro. Oh wait, no, we have to press the button. Ignore me. It's been a long day. And now let's turn all of this into regular concrete. You see, when everybody else builds a castle, they do it in like gray and boring blocks. So I'm going to do a totally original and just thought of idea. I totally came up with this 100%. I'm going to make my castle primarily white. I know. My creativity is frightening. So we're going to grab up a load of this diorite. And I mean, we might as well grab some andesite over here. Oh, I'm bored of this already. That should be enough. We are also going to need some stone and some deep slate, which we have a load of from our last projects. I also need to dolphin dive into a cave somewhere. This one should be fine if I don't die. And I need to grab up some of this tuff. I think this is the most like diverse block collection I've ever done for a build before, so I don't know what this is gonna look like yet. I haven't built the thing. I'm just kind of guessing, you know. I have rough outlines. I'm waffling now. I'm just saying words. So you guys come here often, or you should actually. You guys should come back very, very often. Please watch my videos, please. Oh, some diamonds. Anyway, our pickaxe is so cooked. Okay, let's just be in the end, like that. That was smooth, right? Let's quickly throw some levels onto this guy. That's so low. And now I want to go back over to our horrifying looking stone place and get some moss. That's right, we need moss to build our moss farm. The irony is not lost on me. I still feel like there's too much nature in this world though, so we're also going to just get rid of all of this wood. This pale wood, I don't want it here anymore. Get rid of it. Goodbye. Goodbye, all of it. And now we have the only white wood to go with our white blocks. See, this is a very white castle. It's going to be awesome. Now, the last thing that we are going to need for the walls of the castle is dead coral blocks. Okay, let's just nosedive into here. And I think it's this one we're going to use. Yeah, the dead brain coral. So we are going to grab up a couple of these, and that should do for our wall blocks. That should be everything here. And I think as an accent block, mud could look kind of cool. So let's just grab up some of this. This right here is everything that we're going to need to build the outside of our castle. But before we do that, we need to do one very, very crucial thing, and that is build a wither skeleton farm. Now, you might be wondering, Ludo, why do you need a wither skeleton farm for your castle thing you're building? Well, you see, because the way the moss farm works that we're using, this is the design that we're using, by the way, it needs bone meal to grow the moss. And now, while it is semi-sustainable, like some of the items make more bone meal, it's not nearly enough to kind of keep it running on its own. But we can fix that by grabbing up a couple of blocks, heading over to the nether, and building up this wither skeleton platform. I then made this nice cozy box for our golem, linked up a few portals, and boom, wither skeleton farm. This looks really quick and easy on a time lapse. This took me 3 hours on a tutorial. I decided to clear out this bit of ground just above the farm because I thought it might help with spawn rates, but thinking of it now, it probably did nothing. Or it might have. Let's test it. Dude, did it make it worse? Where are the skeletons? No shit. Okay, wait, no. Here they are. Here they are. Simple and easy. Only a quick 3.5 hours. I am very tired. But hey, in for the bone meal. So, with all of that out of the way, we can now start building up the outline of our castle. So, let's do the front gate towers first and see how that goes. I actually think I might raise all this ground up a bit. So, what we're going to do is start building these a little bit higher. So, maybe from like here, and then we'll build it kind of up from this way. I know I've said it like 7 times in this video, but this is my first time building a castle, so to be honest, I have no idea if this is going to look good or be like a good color palette or anything like that. I did a little bit of testing before just to see if it would be like really bad or not, but I haven't seen it like kind of fully done yet, so I'm in the dark as much as you are here. So we're just going to layer some white concrete powder up at the top of the castle. Oops, I dropped one. How does that looks okay, right? Okay, I think that's good for now. Let's do another tower on this side and see how this one looks. So for this one, we're going to do pretty much the same thing. Okay, that looks pretty cool. Now for the top of the towers, we're going to do like those spiky sort of bits that you see on castles. So we're going to grab some, if I can find it, some fences. We are also going to grab some direct walls and some stairs and stuff. We are now going to make this pretty cool design at the top of the towers, like so. Now, the last thing I want to do for them is grab some of our deep slate stuff and some mud as well, and build up some roofs on our towers. Now, we still have a few more towers to do, so we're going to go and fill all of these in now before we start building up the walls, and it is now raining. Let's get some towers done and see what blocks we have left for the walls. Now, to the untrained eye, this might just seem like a group of towers together. And that's because it is. But we now need to fix that. You see these outside walls that kind of surround the whole thing and box it all in? This is what we're going to be building up now to kind of give it more of a shape and structure. And once we have all of these walls built up, we can start working on our 2 main buildings that we have going on here. So for these outside walls, I decided to mix it up a little bit. So instead of the white gradient that we've been using this entire time, I decided to go with this more kind of gray tone, using blocks like deep slate and tough and stone bricks to give this gray gradient. Dude, even just flying back over here, this looks insane. I had another tower, by the way, if you couldn't tell. Do you know what? For my first go of like a custom castle, this is going pretty well, no? Now, before we move on to doing the main sort of buildings up here, we have a little bit of groundwork to do. I've already also kindly marked out where our terrain is going to meet up to. So now we just need to get this to meet with this, the rest of the ground. We need to meet the blah, 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 blah. I'm going to set a 30-minute timer on my phone, and we'll see if I can get all the terraforming done in that amount of time. Why am I challenging myself to do this, you may ask? That's because I am bored. Shocker, placing loads of grass blocks isn't the most fun thing in the world. I was sickened to find that out, but yeah, let's see if we can do this in 30 minutes. And with a whole 3 minutes to spare, our castle is now connected to the ground level. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Look at it. But I'm not done yet. Not even close, so don't go anywhere. I still need, you know, the castle part, the whole point of the video. Right now, we're going to focus on the main building of the castle. This one over here to the right. And this is where all the magic's going to happen. For the bottom of the castle, I decided to go with the same color palette as the walls around it to make it blend in a little bit more. This way, the top of the castle is going to stand out so much more. Trust me. But I did want to make it look a little bit aged, so I threw in some moss for good measure. Hey, I'm Ludo. You may have heard of me from some places such as YouTube, and well, that's pretty much it. Anyway, I'm here to talk about your new mission to subscribe to It's Not Ludo. A lot of work goes into these videos. Like, look over there. There's me doing the voice lines for this video right now. Wait, dude, what the fuck?
We're trying to hit 100,000 subscribers by the end of the year, and if we do, gold star. So subscribe so I can keep making these videos. Anyway, back to the video you go. Go.
Anyway, is the second floor done yet? Oh, it actually is. Just needs one more little tower off to the side. And looking sharp. Look at this. Currently, though, our castle is going to get very moist if it rains. So to fix this, we need a roof. I wasn't fully sure how I was going to make a roof for this, so I made one earlier in creative mode. I'm just going to use Lightmatica to show me where to place the blocks. Trust me, doing it this way is for the best. Otherwise, we'll be here all day. I went for this black sort of gothic spiky style, which I think goes super well with the rest of our build. This is making me feel some kind of way, man. I am loving the look of this. Now, this is all looking well and good, yeah? But we have this gaping hole in the front of our building. And now, if I was a filthy casual, I would probably fill in said hole in the wall with some glass. Like this. Wow, regular glass just looks weird with this texture pack. It doesn't look like anything. Oh, that's freaky. But I am not a filthy casual, you see. I am a very clean casual, thank you very much. So let's get rid of all of this disgusting regular glass. We're going to grab some red dye and some orange dye and make up a cheeky bit of orange and red glass. Jump on up into the nether and grab up some shroom lights. And a full stack should be more than enough. Place down our shroom lights. And our different layers of stained glass. And now we are left with this really cool kind of... Let's try that again. We are now left with this really cool looking kind of foggy effect. Wow, Ludo, that looks really, really cool, I hear you saying. Wow, Ludo, wouldn't a foggy glass floor? That's so hard to say. A foggy glass floor. Wouldn't that look really good in here? And I'm glad you asked. You didn't ask, but I'm glad you said that. You remember all the concrete we got earlier? That's right. I was already doing that. I'm 10 steps ahead of you. Keep up. I didn't get any glass though. Alright, well, we'll get that in a second. We are first going to fly back over to here and grab up this bad boy. And place our beacon down in our courtyard and start stripping this entire place down to where we need it to be. And my pickaxe was nearly dead again, so back over to our XP farm we go. Don't you just love this sound? Music to my ears. We now need to replace all of these side walls with black concrete. We're then going to grab some pearlescent frog lights from our farm over here. Then we can jump over here to our sand duper and grab up 2 full sugar boxes worth of sand. And while all of this is smelting up, we need to go and start murking some squids. Come back here. Now let's start dyeing all of our glass. What we first need to do is cover this entire ground with pearlescent frog lights, and that will give us a light source down in the bottom here. And now, just like the little thing we did earlier, we can start layering all of our glass up together. Then we're going to skip a block and place in all of our grey glass on this layer. And then we're going to go up to glass and then basically just repeat all the way up to the top. So that's 2 layers done. That's 3. And that is it all done. I kind of lost count of what layer we were on. But it's all done now. And with that all done, we can move on to building the second building. What? It's already done? This is so unexpected. 10 steps ahead, baby. Let's go. Which means we can now move on to building the actual moss farm itself in here. I really quickly just want to make a staircase to get up to our main room. And let's start grabbing some blocks together. We have all the blocks, and we certainly have the space for it in here. Let's finally get this moss farm done. Alright, so this is looking pretty good so far. All we really need to do is fill in this water elevator here. So let's grab up a couple of things of water. Okay, what is the best way to do this without flooding everything? Oh, it's literally just 2 blocks. Oh, and boom. Okay, so now I've added that into the design. So we have our moss comes down into this chest right here, all of our moss blocks, and then any excess blocks are going to get turned into bone meal that goes back into the farm and gets reused. But the issue now is the original switch is up there. we're down here. So I've marked out this block right here. And we just need to connect this to up there really quickly. So let's do that right now. So let's clear out a bit of an area. Let's get some wool going. So we're going to go from here and just try and bridge our way up a bit. We want this torch up here to stay on. So we're going to need to do like that. We'll turn it off. And that will turn it back on. Okay, there we go. So now we should just be able to boom and boom. Let's give it a test run. Let's see what happens when we press this. Oh, something happened. Nothing's happening. Oh, wait. Oh my god. I'm so stupid. I need bone meal. Let's now head on over to our wither skeleton farm from earlier. And I did a little bit of AFKing earlier, not a massive amount. So, oh my god, we still have a lot of bones though. And a lot of wither skeleton skulls. These are going to be so useful later on. Awesome so far. Look at this castle, man. Okay, let's turn all of this. I don't know if we're going to be able to do this all in one go, but we'll find out. Dump that in there. I did the maths on this before. Okay, so one full double chest of bone meal, which we basically have here, is good for 35 hours of AFKing, which is absolutely insane. This should be everything. Let's see if it works. Gonna have to use free cam up here probably. Oh my god, it's working. Oh my god, let it cook. So we should see moss coming in here and the excess stuff going into, yes, and from just standing here for a few minutes we already have the stack and a half. That is absolutely insane. Now over here in this room, I was planning on turning this into a bee farm. I need to grab my fortune pickaxe from in here so we can then hop back into the nether again and grab up some quartz. And we are running really low on redstone. This might be an issue actually. No way do we have to go redstone mining 1,000 days into this world and we're going to go look for redstone. All right, let's go quickly. Oh my god. There we go. Boom, boom. Some diamonds up there, but we're not interested in diamonds right now. We just need redstone. Okay, let's make up a load of bows. Oh, this might take a while. That is dispensers. That is comparators. Yeah, okay, while all of our bees are in their houses, we're going to get up all of the honey. And with Silk Touch, we should just be able to grab them all up now. Now, we need 12, so I don't think we're going to have enough here, but we can go find some more. There we go. There's one over here. Is there any bees in it, though? There is. And there is one down here. That should be everything that we need for this, unless I'm missing something, which, let's be honest here, I probably am. Let's put that down. This is where our chests are gonna be, so this is like our little marker here. Or actually, we might just have one chest in the middle. Is there a middle? Like a... Not really. I mean, sort of. This is going to be our middle now. So let's do that. Let's put our 2 hoppers there. And all of these hoppers are going to lead into those. And then our bees are going to go there. So we're going to throw some comparators down here. Going to get some wool out here. Make this kind of weird L-shape looking formation. Put that like that. Hear me out. I know what I'm doing. Trust me, I know what I'm doing. Something like this. Place down all of our bees. Oh, that's a lot of bees. And we are going to grab all of these flowers from over here. And let's place a load of them back down in here. So, yeah, look at this. Look at this. They all come back down. Oh my... Wait, I can breed bees? Okay, so yeah, we just put some down here. The flowers are in there, my good friends. This may have been a mistake. Bees are escaping. And they're not going back into their hive. Oops. But, you know, while we're waiting, we might as well decorate the place. Make it look a little bit more, bee-friendly, if that's the term we're going to use. We're also going to have to put a door on it now, which is annoying. We're going to get some rose bushes from in here. And we are quickly going to chop down one of these bad boys, just to get the sapling going. Actually, give me some of this stuff, too. They can use this, can't they? Let's grab some of this honeycomb and our honey blocks. Are you picking up what I'm putting down here, everybody? Let's place down a cherry tree. What? Why have you gone into the wall, sir? And you're gone. Okay. Get some of this petly stuff down and around it. And for now, I'm actually going to use shroom lights instead of the honeycomb, just so it glows a little bit in here. It could look kind of cool. I want it to look like it's kind of dripping in, I guess is the best word to describe this. Okay, just so we don't have all of that happening again, let's just cover this up with black glass. It doesn't look the best, but you know what? It is what it is. It just means our bees won't be kind of getting out and flying all over the place. If you were to ask me what I think a castle looks like, this right here is that. This is so cool. I am so super happy with how this turned out. I also added this little bridge going between these two towers because this spot was just looking a little bit empty, you know? And yeah, that's pretty much it. See you in the next video. Bye.